Yes, happy Wednesday. I don't know about you, but man, the weather here is pretty amazing for summertime, honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're so the Northwest U.S. is getting baked by 100 and something degree temperatures. It's supposed to cool off for them today. We're getting it. So it's
Oh,
supposed to be heat index of like 104 today.
wow.
Yeah, and like normally summers here are like 80s. We
Hmm.
get a couple hot 90 days because we're right by the water.
Yeah.
So we're having some low key days at the school today, advertising our air conditioning and just rolling with it.
Advertising the air conditioning. Wow. We're moving up in the world when we advertise the air conditioning.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I mean, I've had the thing cranking for like half an hour in here. I'm still sweating.
Oh, wow.
It's struggling to get and we have two huge units. Either one of our units, well, you've seen the place.
Yeah.
Either one of our units could cool this whole place on a regular day. And I got two units cranking right now, and it's going to be one of those days. That's all right. It's all
Yes.
good. Break out the sprinklers and have some fun outside.
There you go. There you go.
All right, everybody. So we've got a couple things to cover today. Good morning, Sensei John. Hopefully you're just far enough out of the Northeast here to not have all this weather. So we got a couple things to cover today. First, we talked last week about Escape and all the things that excite us about it. For our lifetime members, our gold lifetime members, and our gold members, early access has been open for a few days now. Make sure that you get your tickets acquired because no. Tomorrow is the official opening date for ticket sales for the general public. And I didn't check the stats before we went live here, but I know that a large portion of the VIP tickets are gone. I don't think it's sold out yet, though.
Um,
Was
let
there
me,
like 15, 20 left or something like that?
yes, I'm actually in the system right now. I'll give you a quick update. VIP day, we are at 30% left.
30% left.
Yes.
So that is a perk of being a lifetime member, is that they got access to that as part of their membership. Some of them picked up extra tickets because they know the value of what's covered during VIP day.
Yep.
So that'll go live tomorrow. You'll be able to pick up your VIP tickets. And I think for the main event, how are we looking?
Main event, we are sitting at almost about 70 to 75% left.
All right. So we haven't even started selling tickets.
Yes, no.
And there's a bunch gone.
Yeah.
So the event is limited in size just because of the world today. So it is limited to about 150 people.
So let's clarify real quick, because when I'm saying 25% has already been sold, that's because the lifetime members are inviting their managers or some of their top lead coaches to the main, the general admission, I guess, or the main, the escape. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I know for a lot of us, we use this as a chance to get away. I really do recommend, if you can at least afford to get your team tickets to the event, even if you can't afford to fly them down, maybe they have to get their own plane tickets or a hotel or stay at an Airbnb. If you can swing getting your team the tickets, this is not one of those events where there's going to be like super secret stuff that you don't want your team hearing. It's the opposite. It's
Yes.
We want everybody on board, and for the times when we will be talking about sensitive topics for owners, the instructors have their own side of the event where they'll be off hanging on the beach, doing their thing while we're sipping mimosas and talking about them.
Speaking of the Storm team members, we are at 40% left.
Awesome. Yeah, I still have to sign my people up.
So yeah. So guys, jump on it. Don't wait. Don't delay. I promise you. Getting the tickets right now is going to be a whole lot cheaper. Tickets as in like airfare tickets.
Yeah.
If you're having to fly down. But this,
and it's a hard cap, guys. In the past we've been able to finagle and wiggle, but the hotel has us on a hard cap. So when they're gone,
that's it. Yep.
All right. So I don't want to dwell on that too much and turn this into a sales call. But if you want to know more about what Escape is, just go check last week's video. It's on the Facebook page and on the YouTube channel for you to go check out. Also tomorrow, let's see, what's today? Yeah, tomorrow starts the next semester of the CPNS course. So this course is currently our highest level training course. It is all about teaching. That's it. So if you're a Skillz member, everything that you learn in this course will be reflected in what you do as a Skillz member, the way that the drills are set up, how you run classes, even how you sell your programs. We're just teaching you everything we know about why we set things up that way. And of course, when I say we, I mean Melody. But you'll be learning like the why behind it. And if you saw Melody's post today about branding your why, this is exactly what CPNS is. We're branding our why. This is why we teach classes the way we do. This is why we teach age specific. This is why we use different theories of motivation than just knuckle push-ups. You'll learn all about our why, and you can apply it to any child interaction. So we've had behind the scenes, some professionals in other industries go through the course. I'm not going to blow up their spot, but they are well-educated, highly licensed professionals in similar industries, teaching or talking to similar markets, and they were mind blown by what was in this course. So if you work with kids, I would look into that as well. You could check that out, skillzworldwide.com/certify.
Yep.
And you'll be able to get all the information about that. Starts tomorrow, but with the holiday coming up, the first course, I don't think will drop for another couple of days.
Yes, I believe it's going to start on Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
But you can always catch it when you have the availability. That's the beauty behind it. It's all recorded. It's all done for you.
Yeah, it's a combo of like a teachable platform, and then we do live sessions at the end of the week to delve a little deeper. All right, so the business of what's coming up tomorrow is out of the way. The one other change that we have that's coming up, or the one other thing we have coming up, is that over the summer, John and I are going to take a little break from doing this show in order to, first of all, manage our own facilities, but also we want to shake things up. We've been talking about some good things, and behind the scenes, we've been doing some interesting experimenting with other things. And we want a chance to be able to bring you guys something new and exciting. It's one of the things I think we pride ourselves on, is that we're cutting edge when it comes to teaching and marketing. And I mean, we're not marketing experts, but just not necessarily advertising, but just the marketing that we do. And we want to be able to bring you guys some new stuff. So starting next week, we won't be spending Wednesdays with you over the summer. When we come back, we got some ideas and some brainstorming to do to give you guys something perhaps a little different. Maybe we'll put some of the things we've been doing in our businesses to work for you guys, so that you'll have a new tool. So as the future changes, let's look back at the past. And this is our I just typed it too. I think it's the 324th episode that we've done.
Yep.
That's insane, from something that started as a joke, in Vegas, like, haha, let's go live. Oh, we should do this as a show. Let's have a competition to see how many members we can get. And here we are, 3 years later. And
the tremendous growth.
Later.
And the tremendous growth that has happened. And the number of schools that has totally benefited from just either coming on the show and listening to the show, or eventually became Skillz members, like action takers, 100%.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament. I know a lot of you are working, like getting parent skills out there, or you've been working, starting and moderating your own community groups or your YouTube channels. I know Chris Rodriguez just did a thing on bulking up YouTube presence. we've been consistent with this show, with just a few exceptions where maybe we've been deathly ill, or, for the most part, we've never missed a week outside of a holiday or something like that.
Yep.
It took a long time to get any kind of traction. I would say that first year was John and I talking to ourselves. The second year, a couple hundred views, and now we average probably, hundreds. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm going to pull one out of my 7 million views per second. It's a testament to consistency. So for you guys starting these things up, and you get a little sad and depressed that you're not getting the traction that you want, nobody's sharing, nobody's commenting, don't worry. People are seeing, people are noticing. They might not be giving you those measurable action items that you can see how many clicks, but we hear all the time, people send us a message, and I just got a message the other day. Hey, I saw this thing you guys were talking about. Can you tell me more about it? They never clicked like on the video, never commented, but they were watching.
Or how about when you get a parent that walks in your door and they say, oh, I've been getting your emails for the last 2 years, and my son is now, or my child is now, right? Again, it's the stride, right? It's that consistency. It doesn't matter. You may not get it now, but you'll get it later.
Absolutely. So let's look back. 324 episodes here. There have been some great moments. We've had some fun. We've had some wonderful guests. I'm talking like somebody's dying. It's just a summer off.
We're not going to be gone for that long, Mike.
Come back, gray hair.
Don't scare them.
Gray hair. So, John, what are some of your favorite shows, ideas, episodes, or interactions that you've had over the past few years here?
Oh man, listen, there's one episode that definitely kind of stood out because it's we keep on answering the same question over and over and over and over. And I believe that was the show when we brought on the one and only Clayton, and he was talking about pre-evaluations and how he does them and all that stuff. But that's the one that always stood in my mind. You know what I mean? Because he does it so well. His energy, his everything when it comes to the pre-evaluations, and that's exactly what we all need to do in our studios.
Yeah, pre-evaluations are gold. I mean, if I was paying for a Skillz membership and all I got was the pre-evaluations, happy man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, pre-evaluations is what took us from trial school to pre-evaluation into membership school.
Yeah, and it's still just the beginning.
Yeah,
cool things going on.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite episodes was also one of the guest episodes where we had Ramona on from Germany, and I got a chance to chat with her. And like, for me, it was so cool. I've always loved other cultures and languages and stuff. I was an exchange student back in high school. So like, for me, anytime I get a chance to interact with somebody from another country, that stands out to me. And just having the chance to see how Skillz is applied in a different culture where they have different ideas of what education is structurally, it gave me a lot of food for thought. Plus, it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
She just has an infectious personality. What do we have here? Tim says, pre-evals took me to the next level. Yeah, I have seen Tim's numbers, and this dude is a beast when it comes to growth. Pre-evals were a fantastic addition. We've actually taken it to the next level, and we do applications and interviews now before they can even get to the pre-evaluation. So that's what we're experimenting with now. It's working out well. Everybody that makes it through that process is about 100% enrollment. It has decreased the number of people coming through, though. So what we're looking to see now is like, what's the long-term balance? of, are these people, because of the way we introduced them to the program, will they pay more and stay longer? In which case, having fewer of them is worth it.
Absolutely.
If not, we'll tweak it.
Absolutely. I remember we used to have, we would have I don't know, 30, 40, 50 trials per month. Right?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work and it's crazy, right? And at the end of the month, 10 people would sign up. 20 people would sign up. 30 people would sign, depending on the month and depending on what's happening, depending on the child, depending on how low cost of a child it is, right? Right now, with pre-evaluations, honestly, all I focus on right now is, 4 to 5 trials per week. That's it. One person per day. That's it. Nice, easy, steady growth versus a whole lot of work.
And that's a lot easier on the team too. Not that we don't treat everybody well, but there is a certain level of above and beyond when somebody's a trial member and you're trying to convince them to stay with you.
Yeah.
To have your team, it's like, when you're rushing and your brain kicks into this high level of turbo boost performance where your focus is totally narrow and you get so much done, but you're exhausted at the end.
Yes.
That's what running trials is like. You got, to be fair, we built our school initially on Groupons. And John and I came through that same process and we tweaked it and kind of mastered that. And there was a time when I would have in my school every month 60 to 80 trials all at once across the classes. And it was to the point where the entire class was 2 or 3 regular students and 20 Grouponers that just happened to show up that day. And it was crazy. But we were kind of attracted by the numbers that everybody used to post online in some of the professional groups that we were in, where people were like, oh, I just sold 127 trials and I just signed up 92 members. And then you start doing that math and it's like, how are you signing up 92 members every month? Mm-hmm. And your school isn't the size of California.
Yep.
And we started looking at these things where, it's nice to sign that many people up, but if you have to keep doing that just to maintain that's harrowing. And you're not really serving your mission of long-term growth with your students.
Yeah, that's when you say we're working hard. And then eventually we'll learn how to work smart.
Yeah, and it was that next iteration of mentorship that we both went through where we started examining, well, how long do these members stay? What does it cost to get a member? What are they paying long-term? Are we making meaningful changes in their lives and fulfilling the promises? And that was to the point where we recognized that it costs hundreds of dollars to get a new student. I think a lot of people underestimate that number.
Yep.
What does it cost to get a new student? Well, I ran $20 in ads. Okay, and then you did the trial, and then you gave a uniform, and then there was your time for creating the ad, and then there was your time for doing those phone calls, and that all adds up to a lot of money. And it's far cheaper to bring people in a little bit more organically and really keep them long-term, paying at a higher level.
I'm glad you brought that up. So let me ask you a quick question. If I was to tell you, give me $100 right now, and in about 48 to 72 hours, I will try to get you, $400, $600. Would you give me the $100?
Sure.
If I was to tell you, if you give me $100 right now, and over the next year, I'll try to get you $2,000, would you give me that $100?
Sure.
Of course.
The thing is, you're thinking do I have $100 in my wallet?
The thing is, we spend pennies, right? And we would work extremely hard to earn $100 a month, to earn $1,200 at the end of the year. Possibly, maybe. You know what I mean? Right now, I would much rather spend $100 and have that peace of mind, have that structure in place, have a certain method in place that is bulletproof, and make $2,000 at the end of the year, than to just go and spend, spend it on Groupon or. in a
I
different
had somebody just yesterday say, we told them our pricing, and we're not inexpensive, and we're right after the vacation. Next week we're coming back and raising our prices by $40 a month. And she heard this and she's like, so do you have a Groupon?
What?
Like, no.
Does that thing exist?
No. That's what I said. I was like, Groupon still exists as a thing. It was really good. Like I said, we built our school on it. It has a place, but it's definitely not the norm now. And that was the first time in probably 2 years where somebody asked us if we had some sort of deal or special. People don't even ask anymore. So I mean, it really took me aback. I was really surprised. So looking back, I think one of my favorite episodes was also that first one, or was one of the first ones down in Vegas, where we were just hanging out, and Melody gave us the challenge of getting to, I don't even remember, what was it, like 800 schools or something like that?
900.
900.
900.
Had to reach 900 schools. And it was like, I love that episode because it was the first time where we had like a impending purpose to the broadcast. And you guys have seen, sometimes we come on here and we just chat. And there's a value to that, seeing that brainstorming in the back and forth. And sometimes we come on here and we're driven and we have a specific topic and a purpose to get. And I think that one show was the first time it went from, oh, we should just get together and chat, to here's a mission. Let's see how we can do it. And for me, it kind of showed the power of relationships. As John and I, we've always been friends and we've had similar paths getting to where we are, and you guys have heard about that. But it was like, now we had to play on each other's strengths and figure out, what am I really good at? What is John really good at? And how do we work that together to help people and encourage people? And I think it was the beginning of where we started really working synergistically. Just being the two guys that work for Skillz, we became like, there's a guy that's good at this and a guy that's good at that. And when you get them both in the same room, watch out, because they're coming for you. And then we went back into Super Show, and within what did it take us? Like another maybe month or so, we hit that goal. And because we figured out our stride. So that interaction for me was, I think, very valuable to me in relation to our relationship. So that was one of my favorites too.
I mean, we connect in more ways than one, like you said, right? And being able, and this goes out to, like, who do you have in your life that's going to empower you? Okay. But the beautiful thing, Michael, is we always want to be the sunshine somebody's day, but I think between all of us together, we've cultivated how we could be the moon when somebody else is down, when there is darkness, right? We always want to be the sunshine in somebody's day, but how can you be the moon when somebody else is down? So even for us, what I'm trying to get to is our mentoring status. As we're mentoring other schools, we have the ability to mentor each other one way or another, right? Guys, listen, we come on, we talk to you guys, but you guys know that Michael and I, Melody, Jennifer, Kelly, we're all human. We have our dark moments. We have our down moments. You guys don't see that, right? Because we come on the show, and before the show, we talk to each other about something or whatever to uplift each other, right? So we connect in more ways than just Skillz. Like we just pick each other up. We really pick each other up.
And as you guys look at that, like, you don't see what happens behind the scenes. There are days when we come on the show and we're fired up with an idea, and it's all like fire and brimstone. Here we go. There's other days where we'll come on the show and just one of us is just like having a bad day. Yeah. And it stops being show prep. We get together before the show goes live and we talk about what we're going to chat about. It stops being show prep and it becomes people prep.
Yep.
And I think that's important for you guys to look for a way to do that in your business as well. Very often we worry about what's my students' performance in class,
Mm-hmm.
what's my students' performance on testing, are they earning their stripe? We have to also remember to watch our students, and when they come in before class and you could just see that they're not on, yes, it can be good to give them the pep talk about what they're going to learn in class, and that will hopefully engage and excite them. But there's some days when forget about class prep. You got to people prep, and
Yes.
you have to just spend that couple minutes with your student or your staff member, and just connect with them and let them get it out. You don't have to fix it. Sometimes you can't fix it. There's no answer to some things.
Sometimes all they need is an ear. Sometimes all they need is an ear. The opportunity that when you simply ask the question, "Hey, Mike, how are you doing today?" And you're like, "I'm okay." Ooh, dude, talk to me. What's going on?
And it's funny when you have that close relationship with people, they don't have to say, "I had a horrible day."
Yeah.
It's just they say something different than they normally would.
Yep.
So that's something to cultivate in your school. When we talk about like culture building, that's one of those things that helps build culture, because it really requires you to know your students. Not just when somebody comes in and mom says, "Oh, he's having a really rough day because he just woke up from a nap and he missed a snack and one of the kids pulled his hair at school." Like we all hear that, and you know how to deal with that. But it's, do you really know your students to the point where just the way they walk in and put down their bag and sit into the chair keys you like, "All right, let's go talk."
Let's go talk. Yep.
And I think it is harder, when you have a bigger school to do that. Like John's school has more students than my school does. So like, how do you guys make sure that you are really getting to know everybody?
Funny you say that. And let me go back to the beginning of the show as we were talking about the Pediatric Ninja Specialist course, right? Now, of course, we were all prepping the course before we introduced the course, right? But what's really important is, as we're teaching these courses, as we're teaching the courses to help other schools become a Pediatric Ninja Specialists, you can take each one of the pieces of the course and implement it towards your team, implement it towards another business, implement it towards something that doesn't have to do with martial arts. So it really taught us how to be in tune with every single thing. We taught our team how to be in tune with every single thing, to a point that our team knows to pay attention. There's certain things that has to be done at the beginning of class in order for us to get the class prepped. So the kids will come in, or the students will come in, and they'll sit at a certain line of the class, right? And maybe I'm finishing one class and I'm getting the other one started. As they're sitting there, my eyes are scanning and seeing what is every child's attitude like. My eyes are scanning when parents are walking in the door. What do these parents look like? How are they treating their kids? Now everybody goes, "How do you do that? How do you manage to do that?" Guys, I've been teaching since I was 14, right? But that doesn't mean much of anything, because I know there's a lot of school owners who've been teaching a lot less than I have. But just by simply taking the Pediatric Ninja Specialist course, by simply understanding the chemicals of the brain, by simply understanding the motivation theories, right? By simply understanding the stages of development, the parenting skills. Guys, it really taught us how to be in tune, how to have that wide eye angle, being able to pay attention to the child. Wait, child looks unhappy. Look at the parent. Parents look unhappy, like, "Oh, okay, we got to have a talk before we get started, because that is going to, sink my boat for the day." So I hope that really answers your question.
So it's almost like systematizing empathy.
Yeah.
You're making sure that you are consciously aware of what's going on. And when you have that high level of expertise, whether it's through experience or through a course like the CPNS course, it lets you be more efficient. In the old days, it became, all right, now I have to go have like a 4-hour chat with this family. And nowadays we have the tools to have just as much impact in a few seconds sometimes. With just the right interactions, it happens like that. Now, That's not the norm. Usually it takes a minute or so of interaction, and sometimes it still takes a little while. But it allows us to, first of all, systematize looking for those things. And for us, it's one of the reasons we decided to keep a small school. Sometimes people are like, oh, you must have a huge school. You're one of the top guys in Skillz, and you got to have this huge school. And I'm like, we like to be between 150 and 165 students. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone higher than that, but we just don't like the feel. And I think right now we're floating, this is a slower month for us. We're probably floating at around 125 or so. I don't have the number right in front of me. But we chose to be that way because it allows us to really focus on those relationships, that empathy. It's one of the reasons we do have to charge more. So sometimes when you hear us saying, oh, we charge so much, it's because we have to.
It's the value over money. Value over money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes value is money, but sometimes money isn't value.
Yep. Sometimes money isn't valuable.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So that was definitely systematizing that empathy level, and making sure that you are people prepping, and that's something that I learned from being in this show, and then from the coaching endeavors that came out of it as we all work with our clients and everything. Same thing. Some days we talk about making more money in their business, and some days it's just about like, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's needed then. All right. So here we are at about the end of the show. Like I said, we will be taking off the rest of this summer to rework some things. However, you will still be seeing us, especially as we ramp up for the Escape event and for the next semester of CPNS. So keep an eye out for us. We'll be around. And as always, we're here to make your job easier and more enjoyable. So if you have questions or ideas and you just want to bounce ideas off of us to see what we think, reach out to us. You can message the page right here, or drop a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or just message us. We are more than happy to help.
Absolutely.
All
right. So guys, enjoy your summer. Make the best of it. And we're here for you guys.
Yep. I know this is a slow time for a lot of businesses, which for many of us means working harder to continue breaking even. Please don't forget to schedule yourself time. It's a beautiful time of year. Make sure you schedule a little downtime for yourselves. Get to the beach, go for a walk, whatever it is.
Exactly. Self-care.
Definitely.
Self-care.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
Yes. Peace, everybody.
Go get it.
Go crush it.